Being recorded.
Hold on. Can it see my face?
Yeah.
Alright, so, all of you are about to be really fucking confused. Alright.
Can you step back a little bit? Your whole face is filling up the fucking screen.
Better?
Kind of.
Oh my fucking god.
Just
better!
Just sit the fuck down. Just fucking sit down.
I don't think that's an option.
Okay, so you walk into a bedroom and your mother's fucking your father and your father's fucking your mother, but it turns out that your mother is actually your brother and your brother is actually your father. So if your mother's your father and your brother's your father, what the fuck are you? Because you can't be created if two men had sex, but if two men had sex, it turns out that your cousin is your mother and your mother is your cousin, but your cousin is actually your girlfriend. So is that incest? I don't know. Because if I remember correctly, your brother is your sister, your brother is your sister. But if your brother is your sister, then what the fuck is your sister? Because it turns out that Gavin is actually a homosexual built by females, but he's not actually a homosexual because he never had a life in the first place. And if he never had a life in the first place, he never would have met Ian. Ian is somebody who's obsessed with hentai and neko sex. We will get to a whole other story about that later. So now, in my defense, I was left unsupervised. That's the name of Ian's shirt. But it's really true because me and Ian, we date people, but it turns out they're our sisters. And when it turns out, I date people, and it turns out it's my sister. Like, listen, I dated this bitch named Allie. It turns out she was my biological sister. I had no fucking idea. So, if I'm fucking my sister and my sister's a transgender, that means I'm fucking a dude. If I'm fucking a dude, that means I'm bisexual, which means, well, I am bisexual. And then we got this fucking Puerto Rican bitch over here who doesn't know what the fuck he is. So he's either, okay. So he's either bisexual or gay, but in reality, he's both. So if you're fucking your mother and your mother is your sister, then you're fucking your brother and your brother is your uncle. You woke up from an ass rape by Big Bubba. And when you wake up from an ass rape with Big Bubba, it turns out that you're actually your mother and your mother's actually your father. I need so much mental help because I ended up fucking my mother, who was actually my sister, and since my sister was my mother, she ended up being my cousin. And since I fucked my cousin, it turned out to be Ian's mother.
I'm recording
and since it turned out to be Ian's mother, it was
This is
actually
gonna be the
CMR's
best
mother.
content.
Wait,
And then since it was CMR's mother, it turns out it was the girl who fucking planned. And since 9/11 was planned, well, there's something you really got to think about there. If 9/11 was planned, then how the fuck are we all still alive? Because my grandfather was in the Twin Towers. But back to that. Oh, also, did you hear about the joke about pepperoni and planes? Yeah? No? Good. You know, my main man Gavin over here is recording everything I fucking say. I don't know how I talk this fucking fast. I want to die, but that's besides the point. And then you're going back to fucking your mother, and your mother is your sister, and your best friend's your mother, and your sister is your sister. But your sister is your brother, and your uncle is your sister. But then if your sister is your uncle and your uncle is your sister, how the fuck did you have sex with your sister in the first place when it turns out she was your girlfriend? And then you wake up and it was all a dream, but it turns out that you never really had a girlfriend, you had a boyfriend. If you had a boyfriend, it turns out that you're actually fucking your dog in your sleep. And since you're fucking your dog in your sleep, then it turns out, hey, you were dreaming the entire time. But when you wake up to find, the next day there's a dead body laying next to you of 3 people you know. They have cut off faces. So it turns out you actually fucked that dead body, thinking it was your mother, thinking it was your sister. If you think your mother was your sister, you thought it was your girlfriend. Well, if you thought your girlfriend was your sister, you are fucked. Because in reality, you're fucking your mother and your sister at the exact same time, which means the whole universe is fucked. And the whole universe is fucked because Ian loves hentai, Jose is Puerto Rican, Melanie loves Evie, China is China, he loves messing with people, Kathy fucking loves Angel to death, Gavin and I are fucking retards that go hyonk. And you know, wait. And you know, the best part about this is when you're fucking your mother and you're fucking your sister, it turns out that you give her the honk, 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 which means fuck the honk, fuck the honk, fuck the honk. But when you're fucking your sister and you're fucking the sister goes hyonk, and you go hyonk. And it turns out that you woke up from a dream and you had your dick cut off by your mother, who actually turns out to be Ian's mother. How does this work, you say? I guess Ian is my brother. Well, since Ian is my brother and CMR is my daughter, but that means Jose's my daughter too. Apparently they're both adopted because they don't want to be the children. Yes, I'm possessed by the devil as well. They don't want to be the children of this fucking cunt named Selena. She's my ex. Christ doesn't work on me. So when you read the Bible, it says you're not allowed to be gay. But if you're not allowed to be gay and you're a Christian, how the fuck are you going to say you're a Christian if you're gay? Because if you're gay, on the Bible, it literally states you cannot have sex with the same sex. Otherwise, you go to hell. But if God forgives all your sins, how the fuck are you still being gay? Do you think it's right? No. So my closing argument is you're fucking your brother while you're fucking your sister, and your sister is your brother, and your sister is your mother. My closing argument is you're a retard, I'm a retard, go back to fucking your sister, also hyonk hyonk, dab on him, I'm a Nazi.